That's
I've
pretty
heard
much
tall
all.
tales I've heard tall tales of things tall and long, maybe wide too, but I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know.
sure. I'm sure. Yeah, that legend's made its way down here. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it's come north. So
I'm
yeah.
sure anyone who's been listening for a while and has listened to Alan's voice can just automatically pick up on the fact that he has a huge. Welcome back to the BioCrypt Productions podcast. I appreciate you joining us again this week. We have a very exciting episode. Weirdly enough, though, the beginning of this video just did not record. It kind of just cut in about 5 minutes in, so I'm filling it in real quick. Today, we do actually have two special guests. We have Allan and Lorenzo, and they are meeting for the very first time. So let's get into it. I'll just jump right in and try to edit as best as possible, but thanks again for joining.
Interesting.
Well, yeah. I've never seen Lorenzo's face. I don't know if he's good looking or not. I know nothing about the man.
He's kind of a
I
chump.
think you do
set
something
up-
on roofs.
We can set up a. Oh yeah, that's right. I called you from a roof. I did do that.
Yep.
No, I've heard your voice a couple times. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sure you guys feel the same way about that because you guys both will listen to the podcast still when you guys aren't involved, it sounds like, and hear each other.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for...
God damn.
No, but I've actually been really excited about this, to be honest, having you two meet, because I feel like I relate to both of you on different things, and having a diversity in this cast is really going to bring some spice to this podcast. I feel like we're going to have some loving moments and some hatred moments. We're going to have some passionate, argumentative sex, if anything, you know?
Well, I mean, at least bare minimum.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell else am I doing this for? if not for that?
True.
Nice. Well, how was your day, Lorenzo? We didn't get your day today.
It's pretty chill. Sent in a couple emails out, did a couple things, did my invoicing, so I did my job, and then I went and played some hockey a little earlier.
Did my job for once.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
play hockey, huh?
Well, tried to now. I bought some skates, some rollerblades, and have been fucking off doing that, eating shit, having a good time.
One thing
There
I
you
like
go.
about Lorenzo is he just seems to do shit. Like he thinks of something and he's like, I'm going to do it. He doesn't care if he's good at it, if he's had any experience. He just
That's
does
a
it.
lie.
I wish I had a little more of that.
I respect
I've had a little
that.
more lately, but not as much as I'd like to. Like I'm terrified of snowboarding. Something I want to do, but it's just one of those. It just doesn't line up.
I'm entirely too top heavy to want to slide down a mountain.
I think snowboarding's overrated, to be honest. That's a hot
Really?
take for.
It
Yeah,
seems
I
cool.
genuinely
don't know,
do.
It seems cool.
If Andre was here, he would have had something to
But
say.
then
about
again,
that.
the snow is going away, so that's
We haven't
on its
even-
way out.
We haven't even got the snow yet.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. At least not here.
Yeah, New York stole it all from us. They took it all from us.
Yeah.
We don't get any.
Do the viewers know where we're from, and should we even talk about it?
I'm sure they've narrowed it down. We're Midwest, and I think we've even snitched on ourselves saying Colorado before, so I'm going to go ahead and just put that out there.
Like
But
right
that's
there.
about as far as
Yeah,
I'm
just
willing
like
to
that.
go.
My address, my
It's
social
a big
security.
state, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's bigger than some countries, right? So,
I mean, you're not
I
wrong.
think so, actually. Yeah.
yeah. Well,
No, but that's all I did today. But just did some hockey, and then I got back, and I'm tired as fuck. And I'm
One of those
drinking my
days.
Earl Grey and chilling.
sounds good. I'm doing strawberry lemonade because that sounded good. And I actually had a pretty busy day too. I found out that I start my job tomorrow at King Soopers, so it's going to get a little bit
It's
wacky
new.
and wily for my schedule trying to do all this. But I ain't scared. I'm going to get it done.
Do yourself a favor. Make friends with all the chicks.
I'm gonna make friends with everybody.
King Supers.
I like work easy, you know, like I'm just there to do my job and I be friendly just to make sure that it goes smoothly. Those occasional times where I need a favor, I'm going to try to do some favors in advance for. There's, there's give and take in these situations. But really, at the end of the day, I don't care. That's all that is at the end of the day is to support this dream over here, right? So I'm going to go in with the biggest smile on my face because I have a goal for this, which is cool. But getting the used to it all is going to be very difficult. So if there's some hiccups in the system, I apologize in advance, guys.
Be
Oh,
like
you're
that
good, man.
sometimes.
It's been crazy for me. I feel like it's just been crazy. I feel like there's been very little quiet moments.
Yeah.
So I get it, man.
Yeah. But we make it work. And, we're fine as hell, too. So,
That too. So I heard. So I hear.
well, going on to the next part. What have you guys been playing? If you want to start, Lorenzo.
I have been. I think I'm 20 hours deep into Resident Evil Requiem. So I don't want to talk too much about that. But that's. Yeah, I'm about 20 hours deep in it.
Okay, we're going to, real quick.
Yeah.
We're going to mention the fact that Allan, you haven't touched it, right, Allan?
I don't have the money for it now.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to make a quick story and a quick thank you as well, because for me, I was in Allan's boat for like this. I had to come to terms with the fact that I wasn't getting this game till April, May, maybe. I've been broke. Just got the job tomorrow. Got to play catch up on bills. Just didn't anticipate getting it. But Lorenzo ended up buying it for me, so I have to do a genuine thank you on the channel. Just thank you, Lorenzo. That was unexpected and really cool. And honestly, Allan, if I can get it together, I'm going to help you try to get it as quick as possible too. Or if you want to borrow my copy when I'm done, I don't mind either way.
Facts. That's right.
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be a foreseeable future. I don't think until I didn't realize. Not to get too into the weeds, but I didn't realize how much living. How do I put this? Dual income. How much that was impacting.
Oh yeah,
quality of life. So like I'm cool. Like I'm not quite starving. I'll say I am hungry, but I'm not starving. So it's been rough. So like video games is like the last thing on my mind right now.
Well, like I said though, too, if you want to borrow my copy, I'm happy to let you borrow it too. At least
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Just so you can at least get to play it and have the itch scratched, because I'm not gonna like Lorenzo said. We talked about it before you hopped in the call. We're not going to talk about this a lot, but I did want to mention this is quickly becoming one of my favorite Resident Evils. So I really want to know your opinion on it specifically.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. I don't have much say in it too either, because I think Allan has best say in it. The last time I played one was the first one when they ran into the mansion. I think I talked about that last time. The only thing I remember are the dogs chasing you into the mansion, and then I couldn't get past the guy who was sitting in that one room because it scared me as a child. So then I sold it to GameStop.
Did you play the original or the remake?
I had the original on my GameCube.
Okay, so wait, you had like was it super pixelated? Like were the graphics janky?
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you did play the original. See, I played the remake on GameCube, and that one scared the shit out of me. Me and my friend were playing it in my room was in the basement at the time.
Oh God.
And we would only like 10 minutes at a time, and we'd freak out and run back upstairs. And
dude, that brings a core memory up. Oh, it does.
Yep.
I think Allan and I've done that with other games growing up. Like that was a staple. Go get some oatmeal cream pies and run back downstairs.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
So yeah,
PewDiePie thing, fucking A.
I'm still I'm in the same boat as Lorenzo. I've been playing RE9 probably just religiously. That's all I really care to play. Although I am still working on Yakuza 0 with my wife because she's addicted to the cabaret mini game. So am I. Not just her. We're both addicted together. I've been just having fun. Those two have been kind of just killing all the time for me. What little extra time I do have. Honestly, if this was any other year that a Resident Evil came out, I would have already beaten it just because that's how the kind of gamer I usually am. But trying to work on this YouTube channel and the video game design company and looking for a job, it just sucked the time right out of my life.
Fair. I think I was going to beat it today, but I ended up not getting around to it because...
Damn, son.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I think I'm in the last little part of it.
PlayStation tells you the percentage of like how far you are in it, like main story path, and I think I'm like almost halfway now. I'm just about there.
Okay, so I think I know where you are, and I believe I was about right, approximate halfway point.
Okay.
In my brain hole.
Cool. Well, Allan, what have you been playing then? Anything? I'm assuming you're busy too.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. But I've been kind of in the mood for more. I don't know why. It just like sometimes a game will pop up in my head, and I'm like, man, I want to go and mess around in that. So it's really random, but I restarted Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I really like that snowy section in the beginning, like just walking around looking at stuff because the views are really. It's just a good looking game. And
You
the
have
combat is not very difficult, so I can just kind of, wander around. I'm not gonna lie, like that's really mostly what I do is I just wander around climbing stuff.
that's cool.
But that's really
Sounds
it.
chill.
I haven't played much.
You've made me want to play Valhalla. Like I honestly, like I said, I was burnt out after Odyssey, and I kind of had to step away from the whole series. But with you
Fair enough. I
liking
like that one
Valhalla,
too. Odyssey was cool.
yeah,
I like the newer ones. I won't lie. Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla are the ones I've played the most of,
yeah,
and I like them. But again, I'm not a longtime fan or anything. I'm very late to the party. I didn't like the first two. I remember I played bits of those, and I didn't care.
Have you heard what the next one's supposed to be? It hasn't been officially
Mm,
announced, but
No, not a clue.
they've kind of like teased it. It's Assassin's Creed Hex, and it's supposed to be set during the Salem witch trials.
Oh,
It's kind of
nice. Okay.
badass.
That's probably the most
That is pretty
intriguing
cool.
one I can think of. That was up there. I was like, that sounds cool.
That is pretty sweet.
If they use the like what the objects for the from the ancient people to kind of make sense of what magic could have been, like kind of intertwine the two to make it so it's I don't know. They could do some shit with that though for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check out Valhalla though. That looks good.
I dig it. A lot of people didn't like it, but and I can't really speak to it because I'm not very far. I've not even left the beginning section. Like I said, I'm still just even in my other playthrough, I never left the snowy because apparently that's not even the main part of the game. Because you know how big those games are.
Yeah.
I don't know Norway. I'm assuming Norway. I don't actually know where we are.
Ubisoft loves to really fucking pack their games.
Yeah,
Ew.
yeah. It's a lot to take
Almost
in,
to a
so.
fault. Sometimes it's
I
like
think
Almost.
so.
Yeah, it's overwhelming how much cool shit you can do in those games. At least that's in my perspective.
yeah.
It's the same reason I haven't beat Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like it's
Oh.
too much immersion. I didn't think that was a thing that could happen to me because I love immersive games. That one was it.
Fair.
Yeah. But me and you are still pleased with like PS2 immersion. Like, dude, you can drain
Yeah.
the water cooler if you shoot it.
Yeah.
Like stupid shit like that gets us going.
Yeah.
So when horse testicles shrink, we're like, nope, too much.
Yeah,
Too far.
it's overwhelming.
I'm gonna look at
overstimulated
everything.
that
Yeah.
point. It's like, dude, there's too much detail here.
Shit.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, another thing we've kind of touched on previous episodes, Lorenzo and I started doing when we don't have a lot of games to talk about just because life's busy. Is there any shows or movies you guys have been watching that you want to talk about?
Ooh. I want to go second. I need a moment.
Okay, all right. So
I'm ready for this.
you guys are
Alan.
gonna make fun of me for this, but 90 Day Fiance or something.
Oh,
shit.
what a
You
know-
banger!
you know-
what
yeah, you know
a
what I'm talking
banger!
No, that
show.
is a good
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Everyone has gotten hooked on that one at least once, I feel like.
Yeah, so to that I was surprised I didn't hate it and like even got into the drama a little bit. Like I don't like this guy at all. He's nothing but red flags, like just that kind of thing. So that's been fun just watching that.
Something like
Exactly. That's hilarious. I'm gonna go get footage for 90 Day Fiance now. Thanks, Alan.
Yeah, that's the most like it's like I'm the antithesis of all that stuff, and so it's kind of funny.
Hell yeah, though.
Gotcha. Cool.
Any like gaming news or anything we want to cover?
Oh,
Like I said, I've been pretty out of the loop. I won't lie, I don't dabble in much anymore just because I'm already overwhelmed. But of the things that I've caught as far as gaming news, I know that I think Phil Spencer resigned, and then I forget some other lady.
Yeah.
I don't know her name. She's gone too.
And then there's some...
I know that PlayStation closed down Blue Point Games.
Yep.
And they were in charge of some really good remakes. I can't remember which ones or if there's any that I've played.
Demon Souls.
Okay, see, I played that one and I enjoyed that one. I actually do want to buy that one eventually because I did like that game.
That one was good. That one's
Shadow of the
beautiful.
Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Never played those.
God, that was such a beautiful game.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's really
no,
good.
I think that's really it as far as gaming news. I know Resident Evil came out. I know Reanimal's been out for a little bit. I missed out on that. And then God of War Sons of Sparta, I'm curious about, but again, just no time.
I'm curious about it too, but I'm not willing to spend $30 on a side scroller like that. It's just not my type of game. I'll buy it when it's like $5 or $10, you know, because I'm just not convinced yet, personally.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm curious just because it's God of War, but at the same time, it's like, I'll be honest, I'm not super crazy about the new direction of God of War. I liked 2018. It took me a while to get through that one because there were things about it I just could not stand.
2018 was which one?
That's
The first of like
reboot,
the reboot,
of
like
the
the
Nordic
new,
kind of one.
yeah.
Okay.
Ragnarok I have yet to beat, just because every time I hop back in, I just don't care about what's going on.
I
There's a lot of
just
aspects that
don't.
it's not grabbing me. I don't care. They could trim the fat off of that one, you know.
Okay, well, did you hear that they're remaking the original Greek trilogy now?
I did hear that, and I do think that it's going to be, at least for fans like me, diehard fans of the Greek ethos, because that's what I grew up on. I love that whole entry. They're not gonna do it right. They're gonna censor it. I'm not one of those. I don't care about if they remove the sex mini games, whatever, fine. It was like a 10-second thing that you did.
Yeah.
And I think you had to look for it. I don't think it was a
He was out of the way.
Well,
Yeah.
Persephone, you could do it, but there's like the two women one that's like a trophy that is like hidden away.
Yeah, I don't care about that. If they remove that, fine, whatever. I can live with that. What I can't live with is if they get rid of the brutality. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was way more brutal in those ones.
Mm-hmm.
If they take away the violence, I'm out. I'm done.
I don't think they will, and here's my reasoning. Because if they take away that brutality on the remake, it really negates a lot of the emotional perspective that they were trying to build on the new age ones, right? Like, he's supposed to be mature and supposed to be kind of regretting like his old angry self. He's supposed to be retrospectively like thinking about that and growing from that. So if it never existed on the remake, then it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It kind of breaks the whole timeline, in my opinion.
But see, you're giving gaming companies too much credit. I mean, come on, because this that you're saying to me, it was a no-brainer with the Resident Evil remakes, and look what they did.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
It
Hey,
was a
4 was
no-brainer,
good.
and here we are.
Was,
But I knew that they were gonna, because that was the money bags. That was the cash cow. I knew they were gonna do that one right.
Okay, yeah. I still like
which one was
2.
4 again?
That's the one where they go to Spain, or Leon goes to Spain.
Chainsaw Guy, Las
Oh,
Palmas.
I remember Chainsaw Guy. Yeah.
Isn't there a Chainsaw Guy? Like a lot of them.
Well, probably.
Well, that's the one that's like it was iconic at the time.
I think I watched a lot of speed runs.
It was part
Resident
of the
Evil 4.
ad campaign. The Chainsaw Guy was like on the cover of everything.
That's true. There was even a controller that was a chainsaw. You're right.
I think so. Yeah.
That was my first Resident Evil because I borrowed it from you.
That's crazy.
That's when I got the T virus. That's when I got infected.
Yep. Yep.
It's been funny to watch Lorenzo, who's not really a Resident Evil guy, get so infatuated with the newest one lately.
Dude. That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about it.
It's been very good.
God. I enjoy
and
like,
but I'm obviously at some point you never know what's going to happen, but ideally at some point in time I'll dabble in that one and play it, but
I
it's
think
going to be a little bit, and I've resigned myself to that, and that's fine. Like, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I've got so much going on that it's low on the totem pole.
Well, that's kind of where I was at before Lorenzo surprised me with it. He called me about it, and he was like, "Hey, I kind of want to get it for you," and I was like, "Don't you fucking tease me! Don't you tease me right now! I can't handle it. My heart can't handle that."
I called you and I was like, dude, I saw trailers on it and I'm like, dude, this looks fucking good. Like, and like you said, like this is my first real game, like going through it, and goddamn,
I do have Leon fatigue. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
I do think he should be killed off or
at least retire. He's like 60.
Something. Yeah,
dude, that's what I said before when I got it, right? Because I watched the trailer with you, I think, and I was watching it. I'm like, God damn, he looks old. He needs to fucking retire.
Like, I doubt this is gonna happen, but in a perfect world for me, Leon dies in this one. He's done.
That would be really cool. Like, if it's done well, obviously. Like, don't cheat it. Don't do it off camera or something. But make it worth something.
Just doesn't come back.
If he died in this one.
He just leaves. He's just like, you know what? And just walks out the door.
He says, fuck this shit, I'm going
never
home.
comes back.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah. Okay, well, kind of talking about, this was Allan's topic idea, which I really enjoyed today. which was, let me pull it up. Let me get ready. Let me pull up my bridge.
He's getting ready.
We wanted to talk
Nice.
about the core elements of games and talk about how important we think they are. So some examples he said was like story, graphics, gimmicks, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
And
So
I think
specifically, like, does a game have to have a great story to be a great game versus the gameplay itself? You know, that kind of thing.
But can they be good on their own and still be a good game?
I think
Right, like a separate
Yeah,
things.
like which elements are like
necessity.
it has to have this to be good, or it's terrible, and which things can kind of fall by the wayside. You know what I mean? Like a
Gotcha.
dynamic of elements inside of a game. What is it that makes a great game?
If I was to say that, I would say like in the moment, it like the current state of things. If a game is released, it can be lacking in everything except for one thing is absolute necessity in today's market, in my opinion, and that is going to be like the controls, the gameplay mechanics, combat and responsiveness. Like if it doesn't feel good to play, no one's gonna touch it. It doesn't matter how cool it looks, no matter how no matter even if it's one of those more story oriented games, like I don't know, like Detroit.
And see, what's
Become Human.
interesting about that is I think that what you just said applies now. I think back when we were kids, that wasn't the case.
That's why I
If it
phrase it that
controlled
way.
like shit. Oh, did you say that already? My
Well,
mind
no, I
went
just
blank.
phrased it where like current day, like if you were to like right
Oh,
now,
you did say that. Okay, all right.
mechanics
I didn't
are
do that
the
part.
most important. But I do agree with you because that was going to be my other point. Was like growing up though. Honestly, I remember being a kid and I would play games for the cinematics. Like I played to get to the next point because I was really excited to see how the story was going to progress. How
Next
it was,
cutscene.
yes, you
Yeah,
almost
back when
earned that
cutscenes
shit.
were where they're not every 2 seconds like they are now.
When you talk about story being important, like is there anything that stands out mentally for you? Like back in the day, like what were the big story ones that were just honestly the mechanics did not hold up for it, or the graphics did not hold up for it, but the story itself made it worth it.
I've got a perfect example in mind.
I do as well.
I'm gonna go back to when I was 9. I played this game called Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, and you know the graphics were terrible. It was a pixely 2D platformer. But the environment and because the environment plays a big role in the storytelling. The storytelling, like on its surface, it looks like some cartoony, wacky nonsense, but it was just like a thin veil because as soon as you pierced it, the story was surprisingly dark. The soundtrack was really atmospheric, more on the darker side. It felt serious, even when I was 9 years old. It felt serious, like it felt like what I was doing was important. But mechanically, it was just a little 2D platformer. Jump up, it was a lot of puzzles. It was challenging, but the story is definitely what carried me forward. Like because there was a lot of frustrating sequences where you had to try it over and over and over, and there were no quick save or anything like that back then. So you jacked up, you had to go all the way back to a checkpoint, and do the whole thing over and do it perfectly. And there were times where I wanted to quit, but because I wanted to know the story, I kept putting up with it.
Fair enough.
Kept putting up with it. I feel like there's been plenty of games for that. Like especially if I get like more than 3/4 of the way through a game, like a modern game that are really long, I pretty much almost always finish it just out of obligation at that point because I put that much time into it already, and I gotta finish out the story. I'm not trying to do everything now.
Yeah.
Essentially, they like, long story short, as far as the story for that game goes, you're a slave and you find out that they're gonna start hacking you guys up and selling you guys as a product, like to eat. So you decide to escape and you try to rescue as many slaves as you can with you along the way. And that'll determine, there were multiple endings too, so it would determine if you get good, bad, or neutral.
Wow. Did you get a good
Depending on
ending?
how many slaves you saved. No, I got the bad ending the first time because it's really hard to save everybody.
Yeah.
And I didn't necessarily know that you were supposed to. like just getting through the game was a challenge in and of itself because like there's creatures that you have to run from. They're called, I forget what they're called, paramites and scrabs and a bunch of other stuff, slogs. So it was hard to get through. I barely beat that one, so naturally I got the bad ending. But I didn't know it was a bad ending at the time. I found this out years later, so I was just like, "Wow, damn, that was depressing."
You just thought it was an ending. You're like, oh wow, that sucks.
Yeah, I was like, no, I thought it was the ending, so I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, damn, like that, all that."
You just go to cry. You go like cuddle your pillow in your bed. Like, well, I wanted.
It wasn't
to know.
quite like that. It felt fitting because of the dark undertones of the game. I was like, yeah, that's it felt realistic.
You're like, I like this game more now. It didn't just cushion me.
Yeah, if anything.
That's funny.
Yep.
Okay. Well, any modern day examples that you feel like are good examples of how a game feels, how a game mechanically operates, ruined it basically. Like everything else could have been great, but it didn't perform well in a mechanical sense. However, it was designed and it really determined it. Like, can we prove this point, I guess, is what I'm getting at?
I mean, I have a hot take one. This game
Okay.
in particular, the way it handled specifically is probably the thing that pissed me off the most and why I ultimately didn't give it a chance.
Witcher 3.
I don't like the way The Witcher 3
yeah.
handles or does anything.
Literally called it.
It just, everything about how it controls and handles, all of it annoys me. The camera angle, the way you lock on, the switching of the swords, the sponginess, the fact that he's useless half the time. I mean, I remember fighting that griffin and I was like, yeah, no, by all means, dude, take your time, take a breath here. Catch a break here, man. There's not a giant bird trying to beak you to death, you fucking moron. Oh my god. And then again with the fucking lilac and gooseberries. I will never fucking get that out of my mind. How many goddamn times am I going to hear him say that?
It's like good.
But yeah, that one just mechanically, it just didn't grab me. The story, like, fine, whatever. I get it. I understand the whole, hey, my broad is missing. I want to see her again. I can get behind that. But mechanically, it just wasn't there. You know, the combat wasn't satisfying. There was no snap to it. A lot of talking. And I can only do so much talking in the game before I'm just like, dude, I want to play. Like, I've been in this tavern for 3 hours talking to a bunch of drunk people.
Oh, you can have legitimately, like, there's parts of that game where you're in a town for like multiple play sessions of hours on end and never fight anything.
Yeah, absolutely, and like,
you got to enjoy that for sure in order to like the game. It's
True.
I like it. I will say I like it. It's still in one of my I like games, but you definitely brought some perspective ever since we originally talked about The Witcher 3, where when I go back and play it, I kind of see what you're talking about with the combat. Not necessarily as passionately as you do. I still think it's quote unquote good. It's serviceable at the hard end, you know, but it is not as good as my rose tinted glasses let me believe, you know?
Yeah.
For me, it's Skyrim. I think
wow.
I mean, I guess that's not necessarily new age.
Story or mechanically?
Mechanically, fighting pisses me off. Like, that's one of the reasons why I can't finish that game. Story, honestly, everything else about the game holds it up, in my opinion. But the actual combat makes me rage. I cannot finish it. The only time I've ever finished Skyrim was in VR because I got to do the actual combat now. It actually felt fun and cool.
That's fair. I mean, I can see that one. I don't think it's definitely dated for sure. I go back to it every now and again. And you know, I do wish the combat was a little
I thought it was dated when it came out.
Oh my god,
that's
it was.
Fair. No, yeah, that's fair.
I was over
great.
it.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate it. It was more it was mindless enough, especially at the time where I was fairly new to that kind of game. I didn't really know. Like, I noticed it was shitty, you know, like spongy, and it's almost like you're just slicing at the wall. But you know, Bethesda's kind of known for that kind of jank, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, does that make it okay? I don't think so.
But I get that one. I can't really defend that one. It's definitely not. It's not top tier by any means. But
don't get me wrong. I actually like Skyrim.
Other elements that hold it up.
Yes. there's enough RPG elements too, where you can really build your character, really role play if you want, you know. So I can't help but give it its respect.
Yeah.
I've loved the game. I have a copy. I just that combat makes me rage. I wish that there would be something better. Hopefully the next one they do something better. If they keep that same kind of style, I think I'll pass. No matter how good it looks. I don't know if they can win me over.
I would like to think they would, but I don't know. I'm slowly
Yeah, I
losing
don't have
faith.
a lot of faith. I don't have a lot of faith.
I've lost it.
I will say that I think that was my first, like, quote unquote, like fantasy setting game. I wasn't always a fantasy setting fan. I don't really care for like magic and mages and spells and all that kind of shit. But I think that was my first one, and that one showed me like, okay, there's elements to this setting that I really enjoy, and there's elements to this genre that I don't like it at all.
Mhm.
And then that kind of showed me that I do like fantasy, but I like it in a very dark setting. So like I would consider Lords of the Fallen, and I'm talking about the newer one, not the older one. I haven't played the older one, but Lords of the Fallen, really dark atmosphere, but it's still technically a fantasy setting. Love it. Love that shit. Elden Ring, same deal. That game blew my mind.
Ring is beautiful.
A more recent example that I've been playing off and on whenever I have time. It's called Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. Fantastic.
Oh.
Fantastic. And all these games kind of ruined Skyrim for me because I like Skyrim, but it's just not gritty enough. It's like PG, you know what I mean? Whereas these ones feel a little more R-rated.
Yeah.
Checks out. I believe
Like
that.
Skyrim's more like Lord of the Rings, you know what I mean? You know how Lord of the Rings is kind of like Harry Potter, where it's all whimsical and Jesus-like and all that shit.
A little bit there.
Some other game mechanics that maybe we want to talk about, mention that we think are important. Honestly, I guess a big point I want to make is that my perspective on video games as a whole, the reason why I'm so passionate about them, the reason why I love them so much, is they are a culmination of art in every aspect. They are with like the building blocks all came together, and now it's finally one. You know, you got storytelling, you got the visuals, you got soundtrack is hella important. Building immersion, world building, like there's just every aspect you can think of any kind of art form is put into this, and that's why I love it so much. So to me, I think every piece is important, and focusing on all of them in a cohesive manner is really what makes the good versus the great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think I've become a lot more particular to graphics. A little snob, if I may. It's unfortunate because I do see a lot of games that come out and I'm like, damn, I just don't like either. I don't like the art style it's in, or it's like, I don't know. I'm very particular, and that's I think part of the reason I stick with the games I like because I'm
just
very particular.
Just realistic look, like can it have a stylized nature at all, or are you just realism?
Yeah, I prefer the games that I play with stories to be to look more realistic, if that makes sense. It helps me like grasp the idea of like that this is like a real thing.
Okay.
In my head, you know, trying to like, because I can play other games that have like terrible graphics or whatever, you know, but I'm not like there for the story, you know. I'm kind of there for something else.
So it depends on the type of game, is what you're saying, really?
Yeah, I like my story games to be beautiful, and I'm not going to say sorry for it.
You have to say sorry for
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that, man.
There are
There's
so
really
many.
nothing wrong with that.
No, you shut your mouth.
Dude, I don't blame him. I mean, it's 2026. You know what I mean? He has the right to be picky about his shit now.
It's
because
true.
now graphics are insane.
And
so if he wants a good story and good graphics, you know, fuck it.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's so many that it's.
I'm on the opposite because I grew up with jank ass, ugly ass looking games. I don't really care all that much about graphics. Is it nice when the graphics are on point? Absolutely. There's nothing like that Storm in Callisto Protocol or the Arc Towers and Killzone 2. Like there's a lot of beautiful moments that come to mind, but it's not like a end all be all for me personally. But I get where I totally see that perspective.
I think it just helps me grasp onto the characters, right? Like because I've heard of
Yeah, it
the
immerses
hell's
you
that
more.
game? Yeah. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. Trying to think of a title right now in my head, but I don't know what the hell it is. I'll think of it here in a little bit.
I will say
Fine.
something that is probably my favorite seasoning. I don't know if I necessarily know it's a core mechanic, but my favorite seasoning of any game is like world reactivity. That really builds immersion for me. I think that's one of the biggest perks a game can have. And what I mean by that, the best example that I can always think of is Last of Us 2. Just how reactive the enemies are when they're afraid or when they're coming at you. Like there's a lot of in-depth thought into everything in that game, and everything felt alive because of how reactive it was to what you did to it. And I think that's my favorite, I don't know, seasoning, I guess. My favorite, not necessarily core, because I think core, like we talked about, to me, it really is just, can the story hook me? I think to this day, I'm a 90s baby. Story is going to be the most important thing to me by the end of the day. Unless you really, unless it's a game built around their game mechanic that keeps you going, that's different. But that doesn't hook me all that often. Usually that's pretty, only time I can think of that is like a phone game or something like Tetris. Something that's I'm just there to really kill time to begin with, but I like your little game loop you have going here.
You know, kind of on that is why I like playing MMO so much. Not like so much, but because the graphics. So like I brought it up a lot. I play a lot of old school RuneScape, and we all know how that game looks. Looks like it came out yesterday.
It is funny that you're a graphics snob.
What the hell?
Oh, can you not hear me? La 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 la.
Oh, I think I couldn't hear you guys for a second there.
Yeah, but it was still recording on my end. But it's funny that you're a graphics snob and you love RuneScape so goddamn much.
Dude, like I said, it's my favorite game ever made, and but like beyond that, I have everything. Like I bought all of my shit from this computer, and I'm going to use the entire computer. Like that's what I bought it for. Except for RuneScape, can run on a fucking potato.
Have you built that yet? Have you built your potato RuneScape computer?
Dude, I should. Like the runs off the lemon powered potato.
Yeah, citric acid.
Great.
Oh man, did we lose Allan? Or are you just quiet?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, you're nibbling, huh? Hot.
A little bit.
He's a nibbler. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna have a tapeworm or something. I'm just perpetually hungry. It just never goes away.
Damn.
Have you tried eating something?
Have you tried going and fucking yourself? Have you tried that one?
You know what? Let me write that on a post-it note.
Too early for your stats.
Let me write that on a post-it note, he says. That's funny. Oh,
will you put XOXO smiley face, Allan?
Yes. I will do that. I'll put it up on my fridge, and then like when you die in a really bad way, it'll be like a reminder, like one of those sad movies.
Like he's gone now.
I like how you have talked to me for 5 seconds and you know that I'm going to die horribly. You've already picked up on that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have like a breakdown in front of my fridge, right? It'll be like it'll be the scene in the movie, that everyone talks about. Like, oh, he needs an Oscar. Lorenzo broke down so well.
that close-up face pan that happened was perfect.
yeah, that's right.
The micro acting was amazing. Oh man. Well,
so since this whole thing's just kind of gone off the rails a little bit, I do want to bring something up.
Yeah.
That I want to bring something up with Lorenzo. So you are of the crowd that does not like Last of Us Part 2.
Oh shit! The fight's happening.
I don't know where you're getting your information from.
The podcast.
So wait, is this not accurate?
Okay, listen. I want to start by saying I loved the first one. I mean, who didn't, right? And then I listen. I don't know if it was a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I just dislike.
The more you,
I dislike it. I don't know, man. It
You don't
didn't
like the
land.
second one.
I don't know what else to say about it.
Okay. All right. So my next point, and I want details. Okay. Don't pull any punches. All right. Why
Okay.
did you not like part 2?
I think I
Just
was
say
asked
it.
this before.
Just fucking say it.
I don't
Oh,
know
just come
why
on.
I didn't like. I tried it so many times, okay? And yeah, maybe it was because I was upset Joel wasn't in the game, right? That wasn't all of it, right? I was upset because he was my favorite fucking character in a game upcoming since fucking The Walking Dead. I was like, I love this man. I'd marry this video game man. I'd go gay for this man.
Okay. All right. So a little bit
I
of
thought you
That's
were
how I
gay.
felt about.
homosexuality going
Oh
on there.
no,
That's
it's not
fine.
even
That's okay. You
closeted.
know, you're garden variety homo. There's nothing problem. There's no problem with that. We're all supportive here.
I loved it, and then when that scene happened, and then I was upset about it, and then I I didn't get to the point where like towards the end where like people were like, oh, I liked this character Abby because we got to know her story, whatever, this and that. The game's about hate. I don't. It's just fucking annoying, and I didn't like it. And you can tell me all it's about hate and love, and between these two games, I don't care. I'm just upset about it. I don't know what else to say.
Okay. So let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this. Was it not obvious to you that Joel had to die? Because to me, I was not shocked by that scene, and it wasn't spoiled for me. It wasn't. I do remember seeing the advertisement for Last of Us Part 2, and I went, "Oh, Joel has to die, or that's not going to be a good game." He had to die. Where else would his arc have gone? Oh yeah, immediately. It was immediately apparent to me. I was like, he's got to die, or this game's going to suck. And that's, I think, one thing that annoys me about the Last of Us Part 2 crowd is I think y'all wanted a retread of the first one. It sounds to me like you guys wanted more of the giraffe scene and the father daughter dynamic, all that kind of thing. It was never going to go that way. I applaud whoever wrote the story for subverting everything.
I agree. Neil Druckmann killed it on that.
I think there is a world that there is a world that could have been made without killing him. And I don't know. I think there's a story. There's so many ways you could have like gone with it.
You
like,
know, honestly,
direction.
If they didn't kill Joel, they should have killed Ellie. Game. I think one of them needed to die.
Somebody had to die.
Yeah.
Somebody had to die.
And I think Joel was the best option. But if you really think that Joel should have lived, I think Ellie should have died then. And lost the whole cure. That shit's gone out the window, never to happen again. Like that would have been another different emotional journey that would have been just as good in my opinion. But I still think Joel was the best option.
Joel's death. Yes, Joel's death gave everything that happened after weight. Without Joel's death, it would have felt flat and empty. It would have been a feel-good story. And the game is called The Last of Us. You know what I mean? Like, it's not supposed to be a
Barney and Friends.
But I'm surprised you didn't mention any of the other bullshit arguments that I've heard, because I've heard, what was it? I remember people bitching about the lesbian thing. That was a whole thing with
people.
I
don't care about that.
Fuck with that.
Yeah, I with that actually. As long as it's done well. Like
people
sometimes
are mad about
that. The Last of Us never felt, in my opinion, too much like it was like trying to force it in. But there is media out there where I'm like, I feel like you're just shoving it in my face right now. Like, can we get it out of here? Like, but Last of Us, it felt natural. 100%. It felt real. So I didn't mind it at all. I liked it.
I wasn't when they released the what was it, it wasn't the second game, it was like before it, right? The little expansion little thing.
Oh,
you could do with Ellie and yeah. So when that happened, I was like, I was a little, I don't want to say like upset, but it felt a little forced in the time.
Really?
Like from like
I
it
thought
was a little
adorable.
forced, and like I kind of feel like at the time when it came out, I did too, but like it felt like it had an agenda, right? That's the way it felt in my brain. Maybe it fucking was planned from the start. Who knows? I'm smoking crack, whatever. But
there's only been
it
one
felt
time
a little weird when it released.
That
I wasn't upset about it.
I've only felt that like the game had an agenda one time in the Last of Us series, and that was how big Abby was. And people saying like that can be naturally attained, and I was like, nah. No, you need steroids. Like,
Like big as in
unfortunately,
fucking ripped.
yeah, like how big she was. Like, she was fucking ripped. And like, I'm all for
Yeah.
girls that work out. And yeah, like you can go ham all you want, but that felt a bit excessive. Like you're not getting like a girl's
What's
not
interesting
getting
is
that
she got
big.
Yeah, but
Post-apocalyptic world. What is she
it's
eating? You
still a
think?
video game.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them taking that creative liberty because I
Yeah.
will say watching Abby do what she was doing in those sleeveless shirts, it was badass. I do
Oh,
remember
yeah.
being like, hell
Mhm.
yeah, dude.
No, I learned to love it pretty
Um,
quickly, but I will say it did feel like that's not natural. You can't tell me that's natural, you know?
I was pissed when I had to play as Abby. I do remember that. And that's what I loved about the game was I remember going from, dude, I do not want to play as this bitch. I don't care. Like, I don't like her. Fuck off. To being annoyed when I had to go back to Ellie. Like, it flipped for me. I remember being like, wait, hold on. Where's all my cool shit? I can't do this anymore. One sequence I really liked was when you fought Ellie, because then you got to see how fucking insane she is. Like,
Oh,
it really
yeah.
put into perspective. It's like, dude, that's what these people went through dealing with this bitch. Like, god damn.
Absolutely. That one, I remember you did that before I got to it and you texted me about it. So when I got to it, I really had this perspective while playing of like kind of paying attention to how insane she was to fight. And it was crazy because she was doing all the shit that I did in the first game against enemies, you know, when you're fighting the cannibal in
Yes.
the burning place and when you're
Yes,
fighting,
absolutely.
she's sneaking around like a goddamn
Yep.
spider monkey and you just don't know what to do.
They nailed it. And then she's saying crazy shit on top of it.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what? Yeah, it
No.
was cool.
It was a really
was
good
cool.
sequence. This episode has kind of become the Last of Us deep dive, just to be honest.
Oh, kind
It is
we're
what it
getting
is.
there.
Yeah,
It was gonna be what it was gonna be.
which I'm
the
okay
first
with.
time. It was supposed to be. Personally, I think it's better when it just kind of flows organically. You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
I agree, and I can edit out all the awkward parts and whatnot, and just kind of make it one big episode. But I do like that we have a perspective of someone who didn't like part 2, as well as some like two people who passionately loved part 2. I will say the story as a whole, 1 and 2, if you just take it as a whole, is one of the most roller coaster ride, elegant, well put together stories I can think of in media. And I think that's why The Last of Us is such a important piece of art in my catalog of love, if that makes any kind of sense. I'm probably just word vomiting this all up.
No, I
Sort
see
of
what you're saying.
little vomit.
I can kind of agree with that. I was happy with the. But see, again, because I like being thrown off. I like having my expectations subverted. There was a lot of things I didn't see coming in part 2, and in a lot of ways, I almost prefer it to the first one. I think I might like the second one more, just because like it just felt more. I don't know, visceral. I guess there was a
Weighted.
lot of.
It was that emotional attachment, and they used
Yeah.
it well.
I mean, the first one's going to be a classic forever. Like, it's a fantastic game, but when I think about those, and it might be that I've just played the first one too many times. Maybe I'm just kind of fatigued on that one. But when I think about those games, the second one comes to mind more than the first one.
Yes.
I do want to talk briefly about the show. I don't know if you all have seen the show.
Not season 2, so if we can kind of avoid that
I was
aspect.
not a fan.
No. You weren't, huh? What made you not a fan?
I was not a fan because
Wait.
to me it just felt like because it was like watching cutscenes from the game but shittier.
Oh,
That's how it felt to me. It was like
that's totally fair. But we have to give it
just
some
cutscenes
respect.
from the game but shittier. That's all it felt like.
Because I have seen so many people on like Reddit or other like social media platforms on video game pages talking about how they've never been a gamer, but watching the Last of Us show made them really want to play games and like asking like, should I start here? Should I play other games and then come back to this? Like how should I approach gaming? I've never been like this, but this story on TV made me really want to try video games. And I have to give props to the TV show for doing that, you know? Because I do agree with you. It is watching the first season, at least. That's probably why I still haven't watched the second season, is because I'm kind of like, meh. Like, I've been there, done that, and in a better way. Like, I actually got to play that shit. So it wasn't really appealing to me. But if it is pulling normal people to come try video games, I really like that it's doing that, you know?
Yeah.
I actually
can see that,
haven't got
but-
to. I didn't watch any of that. Never.
You're
I
not
didn't watch
really
that
missing
or the
much,
Cyberpunk
honestly.
series.
Like it's. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well, the
That's first I heard
Cyberpunk
about it.
series is actually different because it's a different
Yeah.
story. It's an animated different story.
I did hear that, which is cool. Since then you're not just like like you said, regurgitating whenever
Yeah,
you played in the game, just
I haven't watched it
not
either,
up to your standards. Because
but I would check it out.
I'd like to though.
Yeah,
One of these days, I'm not a TV person.
no, me
I've
neither.
been less and less a TV person throughout the years.
Alan always yells at me because I haven't seen.
I'm
any
about
of
the
this stuff.
same, honestly.
He sees all these good movies, and then he's like, "You haven't seen that?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"No."
Well, it just doesn't make that much sense with you because you're my age. Like when I talk to the knuckleheads, it makes sense to me because they're all fucking early 20s. I get that, because the newer generation, they don't watch movies, they don't watch anything, they don't know shit. But it's just a little confusing because we grew up in the same era with the same shit. It's just odd to me that you never dabbled in all the what I consider to be American classics. You know what I mean?
Well, my dad kind of picked what we watched if we did watch anything too. So I didn't really. I've seen a lot of shit, but not really on my own fruition. A lot of times.
And you didn't like any of it?
No, I like some of
Yeah,
it. It's just it's hard to think about. Like I don't know. I can think about like him getting like Day After Tomorrow, and I don't know. He liked the Bourne series, and I don't know.
God, what a good time.
Okay,
in
so
life.
he had boring taste. All right, that explains it.
Those are
What?
good
You're gonna call
movies.
the Bourne Identity boring?
Yeah, okay.
That's
So he's chasing this motherfucker through a field,
oh,
shoots him in the fucking leg, and then he goes up to him and is like, "Hey man, how you doing? Hey, let's have a conversation. I know you just shot me, but we're just gonna fucking sit here and chill in this field and have a nice little talk like we're friends." What the fuck is that? There was so much of that shit that just got on my nerves.
You're
I
not
was just
a
like, this is
special agent,
fucking-
Alan.
I don't know.
yeah,
That's a
gosh.
special
No,
agent.
but like if it was just so weird to me, the tone of it all, and I didn't watch all of them. I only caught bits and pieces, but of what I caught, I was like, "This is garbage. What the fuck is this?" I don't know. I didn't like it. And then who's the main guy? Is Matt Damon, right? Isn't Matt Damon?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
He's all right, but he ain't all that.
I don't know. I like him.
That's fair, honestly. That I can take because I
Like
think
he's
kind of
not
like
bad, but he's not great either. I think he's a good supporting actor. I don't think he's a good lead. I'll say
Okay,
that.
That's fair. We watched things like
Like he
Transporters
did
and,
phenomenal in
Moneyball, right?
Interstellar.
Never
No, I don't think he was. You're thinking
Oh,
of
yeah, Interstellar.
Jason Statham.
No, I was just saying that like that's another thing my dad liked was we watched the
Jason
Transporter.
Statham was Transporter.
No.
Yeah, we liked Jason
Oh,
Statham movies in
okay.
general too.
I remember liking that one, but I was also very young, so it might be garbage now. But I remember seeing those and enjoying those ones.
Well, it's just Jason Statham. He does the same
But
shit ever since then.
It's one of those. It's one of those for me where I used to be a big action movie fan, and then I've gone back and watched those same action movies that I thought were amazing, and I can't stand them now because the choreography it jumps out at me. I pay attention to the physics of it all, and 90% of the time it's just bullshit. What was I watching?
What made me like
what were we watching?
new action
Airbnb?
movies?
They were playing that James Bond.
Oh yeah,
No Time to Die or whatever the fuck. I don't remember.
yeah.
The fighting in that, it was just ridiculous. It was like, okay, all right, like I get it, but it was not for me. If it doesn't make sense, if it's not choreographed well, I won't do it.
That's fair. I get that. Well,
But again, that's also because I grew up with shit like Saving Private Ryan,
which is a great movie. That one's just fantastic.
Fucking wonderful.
and it's well choreographed.
guys
Can we
should
agree?
have,
Like that shit was.
Full Metal Jack.
Sicario is a super decent movie that made me really like get back into American or action movies.
America.
I think it was
Get
a
back
into
solid
America.
movie.
I have not
Sicario is
watched that one.
fucking
What's the
cool, man.
premise?
Yeah.
What's
So
the
it's about
premise?
I think it's an FBI agent hunting some Mexican cartels and kind of dabbles into like the who actually relies on the cartels and this and that, who's working with them. I think it's pretty fucking cool.
You might like
kind of-
Ghost Recon Wildlands and the other one, because I think at least the first one, Wildlands, because I think that's all it is you just hunt cartel members.
It's a Republican's wet dream, Alan
I think I
said.
downloaded Wildlands.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I
think I
described it
downloaded
as the
after listening
Republicans wet dream.
to-
Yeah.
I like memorized that episode. It's one of my favorites. Well, honestly, we are hitting about that hour mark. We've kind of gone off topic a couple times, so I'm going to edit maybe some of that out, kind of shorten it down a little bit. We went on a whole movie show tangent. But I did want to ask you guys before we go, what do you think is your most important game attribute, core feature? What's important to you personally? Maybe even your first and your second one. I don't know.
Ooh, yep. Lorenzo, you got yours? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first, please. Please.
So, I think the most important for me, the thing that keeps me coming back, the thing that makes me think about a game long after I've finished it, I'm going to have to say atmosphere.
Okay.
And I mean like all elements of the atmosphere. So the environment, the sound of the environment, the setting itself. Does that make sense? Like the way a game feels where you're at, atmosphere. That's I think that's why the Metro series is in one of my top slots, is because of its atmosphere. Why I think Callisto Protocol had such staying power with me was because, if nothing else, it had fantastic atmosphere. The Dead Space, at least the first two, and even parts of the third one, fantastic atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think atmosphere would be at the top. A close second would probably be.
I think it cut out, but what was it?
Either gameplay or sound design.
Oh, okay.
Like how it feels to do what you're doing. But I don't know, because sound design. I've bought games just for the sound, just for how it sounds. I love the soundtracks in games. I love the sound effects. I pay attention to that stuff.
There's a lot of soundtracks
to me
in video games that have no right to hit as hard as they do. Like having a lot of these video game soundtracks.
That's what I'm saying,
on
dude.
my the other day I had Lorenzo over for dinner and Persona 5 theme came on. And Lorenzo's over there trying to look at my phone, trying to figure out what it is. And I was like, dude, I could tell you that's from Persona 5. That shit slaps. And it's every different type of game too. Like there's so many that like the just simple ones, like the Resident Evil save theme. I could listen to that while driving and it'll calm any road rage I have. I'm chill as fuck now. You go around me. It's fine. I'll get out of your way. I'm sorry. Like it's amazing how much some of this shit slaps. And people will stop me a lot now that I have a lot more of these soundtracks just playing because I don't give a shit and I'm going to listen to what I want to. People ask me all the time, like, what is that? What's that one? That one's good. And I'm just like, that's from that game. You should also play the game while you're at it, Like, you got me on that whole phase, Alan. You've always had video game soundtracks.
Yeah, for as long as I can remember, I remember the Medal of Honor games, that orchestral kind of Storm the Hill vibe. I mean, shit, to this day, what is it? The song that plays during that mission, Rough Landing in Medal of Honor Frontline. There are times where if the mood is right and that song comes on my shuffle, it brings me to tears. It's so beautiful. So I've always, like, as a kid, I've always picked up on the soundtracks for games, and to this day I still listen to a lot of video game soundtracks. The cool part of it too is I'm a little bit older now, and I'll learn a lot of these soundtracks on guitar and bass and kind of play along to them, and I love it. There's layers to this shit,
Dope.
Yeah. No, it's funny how much, like, just because you mentioned the fact that like the soundtrack is like second most important to you. I just wanted to mention how much I feel bad for video game musicians in a sense, because they do not get the credit that they deserve. Some of these bitches should be getting like the Emmys or whatever the hell the music award is, the Grammys, you know, like they write some beautiful ass music that, like you said, moves you to damn tears. Like it's better than a lot of this mainstream bullshit.
Yep.
And people don't even realize it because they're so distracted. Even when they're gaming, they don't realize it. Which is understandable. It's supposed to kind of guide the emotions and everything. It's got to be a hard job. It's just an underrated job in the video game world, I feel like. It's one of the most important pieces that's very commonly overlooked. I got to agree, though. I think what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to mention that the soundscape entirely for the Silent Hill 2 remake, I think, was impeccable.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. That in itself could creep you out. Like, you could just listen to the soundscape throughout the game.
Yeah, just the sound alone. Just the sound alone.
Guides you so well to be afraid. Absolutely.
But there were moments of genuine beauty, too. Like, I can't remember. There's specific scenes. I think one part that comes to mind is when you first enter the hospital with Maria, and the sun is just starting to set, and you make it to that office. I don't even remember what it was specifically, but there was something beautiful about going in there and whatever the fuck was playing in that moment. It was just like perfect. It was like the calm before the storm.
Yeah. No, that game had just way too much good sounds design. It really moved me several times to just. I knew that it was working its magic on me as you could hear it. It was nuts. Absolutely.
Yep.
I would have to say for me though, like I buy games for one of two reasons every time, and that's either the story absolutely fascinated me or the gameplay itself absolutely fascinated me. Those are the two go-tos. I don't think I've ever bought a game for any other reason but those two. Everything else is just extra spice, extra seasoning for it. So those two are kind of tied for first for me.
Story.
Okay.
So see, for me, story is one of those that's like lower on the totem pole.
Interesting.
Like I don't. If it has a good the problem that I have is I feel like games try too hard to get me to care, and when you are trying too hard to get me to care, I just don't. It has to kind of happen organically. So most of the time, I'm not really all that invested in the story. Like series that come to mind, for example, like Far Cry. I don't really give a shit about what's going on. I just like what we're doing there. I like the moment to moment gameplay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sitting there like, oh boy, I hope I see what this guy does next. Like it just doesn't. I'm not invested in any of the characters or in any of what's happening. I don't care.
That's definitely a gameplay game for me too. Absolutely.
Yeah. But then something like the first Death Stranding, I remember it was the first time in a long time that I genuinely gave a shit about what was going on. I was genuinely invested in characters. So much so to where I started the sequel, and some things happened. I don't want to spoil anything, but some things happened that I was expecting, yes, but also not. And it was too much. I remember just being like, all right, this is too heavy. I need to process this shit. And then I got busy and I haven't gone back to it since. But
it is a lot though. It's emotional.
It's like it's a bonus for me if the story's good, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Because I'll play shit like what was that one? Zombie Army Trilogy, where it's just Hitler finds a rock and then all the Nazis come back to life. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good enough for me. Satanic shit all over the place. Absolutely. I'm on board.
It's atmosphere. It's got the atmosphere you're looking for.
Yeah, 100%. Soundtrack, all that. That's exactly what it is.
Absolutely. Nope. Yep. I would still say all of your examples, the reason why I played those games too, would either play on they appeal to my gameplay or the story. One of the two. And I can be pretty simple with my story love too. It doesn't necessarily have to be an in-depth, oh my God, God of War 2018, like you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that big. But it can be dumb and stupid, like Cult of the Lamb. I was just interested in like, what the fuck do you mean Cult of the Lamb? Like, and then I just got hooked. I wanted to be this leader of this cult. So I don't know. It can be simple and dumb too, but story or gameplay. It's got to be one of the two.
Okay.
What about you, Lorenzo?
So I do have. So Sen's playing the new Resident Evil, and I know I don't want to talk about it, right? But like, because I haven't really played a single player game recently that has had the backstory lore like this one did, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I've never played any other game like that, like the newest in the series. And I guess I prefer it honestly because the way that the story flows is different for like from you guys to me, right? You guys know who these characters are, what they've been through, this and that. And then kind of when I get into this last series, like I almost have to pick up on like the subtleties, right, that the game designers put in for this, like how is this person going to react to this conversation because of why, right?
Yeah, and
So-
also because they got to keep in mind that there are people like you who have not played all of them and don't plan on playing all of them and just want to play this one, and they got to keep you in the loop at the same time.
I think that being able to tell a story subtly really makes the story better, right? If you're going to go out here, like the movies that are coming out recently, and they're like, we need to tell this person that this person died, right? And they'll like go through this dialogue, and it's like, oh, it's so cringy because you're telling me, oh, my mom died. And you're like, why would you tell this random person that? Like, this is obviously to fucking shove the story down my throat. Put like a picture of her mom and her on the fridge and just have her open it. Something stupid like that. Like environmental storytelling. If you cannot do that and I have to be shoved the story, like, bro, I'm not 12.
I do agree with that.
So like
The over exposition thing, definitely. I think you know what? Yeah, that's a big problem that I have with stories and games. It's just like it's spoon fed. I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and it's just like all new shit. Well, no, I think it's newer stuff coming out recently has been better about storytelling. But like we had that giant, writers protest or whatever the hell's going on, where we just had dog shit material.
That's true.
It was not great.
Hopefully that's all flushed out now and we're back to the good shit,
Dude, I mean, there's been good stuff. And honestly, so I went and saw Scream 7. Enjoyed it. I had a fun time.
Yeah?
I really, it was a fun movie.
I've heard good things about the last couple ones.
I heard nothing but bad shit. Everybody that I talked about it was like, dude, it's trash. I've not seen a Scream movie since the first one, and I think I was like 3, so I don't remember shit. I know nothing about the series. That's just what I've heard.
I think you should give the newest one a shot. It's fucking campy and cringe and kind of shit like that, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun movie to watch.
A fun little horror flick, like an old slasher.
And it was they did a good slasher. There was a lot of cool kills and a lot of funny gore that I was like, damn, that's on par with like Terrorizer level fucking.
Okay.
Death.
Shit. Okay. All right.
I mean, they're not like that bad, but like it was pretty. They did good, right?
Okay, I was gonna say because Terrorizer was like I was not expecting half that shit. I was like, God damn! After I got through those,
it was cool. I enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen those. Well, I do want to thank you guys for joining me. It sounds like we have some pretty similar perspectives, but we all have our own little tastes and tweaks and what we prefer. But overall, if you can get everything that we've talked about kind of with care and put into there, that's really how you get to the great games, in my opinion, at least. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Any other ending comments you guys want to say about different features, different core features?
I think ultimately, to each their own with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody likes what they like for whatever reasons, and I think that's cool. I don't think there's I don't think any genre or lack thereof or whatever should be shunned or, overtly criticized. Like, I know I talk shit about The Witcher, but like that's just because it's just whatever magic it is other people felt playing it, it's just lost on me. It just doesn't click with me at all.
And everyone
that's
has
cool.
those. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think enjoy what you enjoy, I guess is what I would say. Like, don't apologize for what you like. Like what you like, and that's it. Everyone else can fuck off.
And that's what the beauty of video games too is. There's so many of them that everyone can like something. Everybody can find something that they relate to, that they enjoy, and you really, like Allan said, you shouldn't feel ashamed by whatever you like. Like what you like.
There's even a hentai page on Steam. No correlation to that, but
I'm not surprised by that at all. Actually, now that you mention it, I think I had to filter that shit out on my Steam Deck
Yep.
because it just kept like these big titty anime girls. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is it? That's a game? What the fuck is going on? Like, I knew they were a thing, but I didn't know they were advertised on Steam. That was the part that
Dude.
surprised me.
On
I
that
just kind of
note,
look for them.
thanks for joining us, guys. Definitely like, subscribe, look for those big titty anime bitches on Steam, and definitely check out our Let's Plays on Fridays, 9 a.m. They get released. Where we're finishing up Titanfall 2 this week, and then we're moving back to Outlast. So, Alan, you can laugh at me doing that shit some more.
Oh, right on. Hell yeah.
Still my number one video on the channel is that Outlast short.
I mean, Outlast is good shit.
It is.
I'm not surprised. Some
Um,
gourmet shit right there.
Gourmet
And-
shit.
if anyone has any suggestions of anything they want to see us play, it'd be fun to play a game together, like Enshrouded or something together, all three of us. We started the Enshrouded series, me and Lorenzo, and I think Andre does want to join in on that, so keep an eye out for
my
that.
goodness.
But thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hold your loved ones close. Create beautiful memories. The world is a horrible place.